The most commonly used tool to avoid probate is a revocable trust. People also use beneficiary designations to avoid probate. A revocable trust is kind of like a bucket. It's a bucket that you create and then you transfer assets into the bucket. And then you can pass the bucket along to someone else to manage those assets once you can no longer manage them. Trusts avoid probate because the trust has instructions on what to do in the event of your incapacity or your death. The trust details who's allowed to step in and manage those assets and where they should deliver the assets, how they should be handled. The trust functions totally independently from the court system, which is how we can avoid probate for assets that are properly titled into the trust. Joint ownership in avoiding probate can be a helpful tool. If you are listed as joint tenant with right of survivorship, that means that you will inherit all of the ownership of that property when the other owner passes away. It's commonly used with married couples and can avoid probate after the first death of the joint tenant. After the second death, the second joint tenant, when they pass away, it will trigger probate if there's not another planning tool in place. We recommend putting real estate into a revocable trust to avoid probate. That way you don't have to worry about remembering to transfer the property into a trust after the first joint tenant passes away. Gifting assets during your lifetime can eliminate or reduce the need for probate. However, there's a lot of reasons to not do that. We generally don't recommend that you give away all of your assets during your lifetime because it can increase the number of taxes that are paid. Also makes it so that you don't have the assets that you need to enjoy life in retirement. You've worked hard for your assets and generally you probably want to hold on to them. Beneficiary designations can definitely be a way to avoid probate. We use them as part of a comprehensive estate plan, and depending on your goals and the assets that you have, we use a number of beneficiary designations and other strategies when setting up your estate plan. The best way to avoid probate is to actively plan ahead and stay on top of your assets. Check in every year or two to make sure that your assets are reflected properly in your trust and or with beneficiary designations. It's important to stay in touch with a professional so they can make sure that your estate plan complies with any applicable laws. These are some ways to avoid probate. If you have any questions, contact us at ProvenLaw.